it's me Sammy. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. I hope you're all having an amazing day whatever you're doing. Welcome back to another meals I made video, guys. In this video I've got 3 different pasta dishes, I've got a soup recipe, and I've also got my Biscoff cheesecake recipe to show you guys. So I really hope you enjoy this video. If you do, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button and subscribe down below. And without further ado, let's dive in and see what I made on Monday. It is Monday evening, guys, and we're going to be making a salmon creamy pasta. I'm so excited for this. So let's run through ingredients and cost. We're going to be using 300 grams of whole wheat fusilli. This comes to 45 pence. We're then going to be using half of this pack of leeks, which will come to 40p. We're then going to be using these 2 salmon fillets. This comes to £3.89. Then going to be using a vegetable stock cube, which comes to 8 pence. We're then going to be using, I don't know how much this is, but whatever's left in here, we're going to be using peas, and this is 40 pence worth. And then going to be using some Philadelphia garlic and herbs, about 150 grams, and that comes to £1.25. And then we are going to be using just a little bit of butter and a little bit of olive oil, but I'm not going to include the cost of that. But all together, guys, this comes to £6.47. Let's dive in and get cooking. First step is to cook the pasta as per packet instructions, guys. So I've just popped this into some boiling water now. We are going to take 300 mils. So I've just got my little protein cup here. So I'm going to take 300 mils of the pasta water and reserve that later, just before I drain it, okay? So make sure you do have enough water in here, because we're going to need some of the liquid for our pasta sauce later. But while that pasta is cooking, we're going to put a little bit of olive oil and butter in this pan and fry our leeks. We're just going to cook this for about 5 minutes. I used about a tablespoon of butter and about a tablespoon of olive oil as well. So yeah, it's going to cook this for about 5 minutes. While this is cooking, we are going to start preparing our salmon. So nice and easy, guys, just gonna cut our salmon fillets into chunks and discard the skin. Cut the skin away, get rid of the skin, and we just want chunks of the actual fish. Just like that. And the leek's been frying for about 5 minutes. I did take my eyes off it for a minute and let it burn accidentally, but that's fine. We live and learn. And we're just gonna add the salmon to this now for 1 minute. And while this is just cooking for 1 minute, this is where we're gonna take 300 mils of the pasta water out now and keep that to one side. After that's cooked for a minute, we're then gonna pour in our pasta water and crumble in a veg stock cube. We're then gonna add in our peas. Then gonna bring this to the boil and let this cook for 3 to 4 minutes until our salmon is cooked through. And our pasta's cooked now, so we're just gonna drain this off. Now that that's ready, we're gonna stir in our Philadelphia garlic and herb, 150 grams. Now that we've got this lovely salmon and sauce and everything, now we're gonna add in our cooked pasta. And we just wanna warm that through and make sure all the pasta is coated in the sauce, and then it's ready to serve, guys. So yeah, that is the kids served up. We've got Tyler's, Liam's and Ava's dishes there, and I'll just quickly show you mine. And yeah, this is mine, guys. Super excited to dive in and eat this. It smells incredible. And yeah, that is our Monday night dinner, and we will catch you tomorrow for another meal. Tuesday evening now, guys, and we're going to be making some lasagna soup, which I'm so excited about. I absolutely love the taste of lasagna, and this is such a good, quick and easy way of making lasagna in just one pan. So let's run through the ingredients and the cost of everything. So first up, we've got lasagna sheets. I'm going to be using about 10 of these, which is half of the pack. So that comes to 32 pence. Then I'm going to be using an onion, which is 10p, carrot for 5p, and celery for 10p. Then I'm going to be using half of the pack of mince. So this is a kilo pack, so I'm going to be using 500 grams, and that comes to £3.78. Then I'm going to be using 2 tins of tomatoes, which comes to 94p. Then I'm going to be using a tablespoon of Worcester sauce, which comes to 12 pence. Then I'm going to be using some mixed herbs. 3 cloves of garlic comes to about 5 pence. pence, guys. 1 beef stock cube for 8 pence. We're going to be using 3 tablespoons of tomato puree for 30p. Then going to be using 1/3 of this double cream, fresh double cream, and that comes to 54 pence. Then going to be using half of this pack of basil, which comes to 26p. Then going to be using 75 grams of grated mozzarella, that comes to 70p. And then we're going to be using 30 grams of parmesan, which comes to 69 pence. And then we're going to be using some vegetable oil and some salt and pepper as well, guys. So the total cost of our Tuesday dinner altogether is £8.03, which is a little bit more expensive than I would normally spend on one meal, but I think this is absolutely worth it. And I did spend a little bit more money on the beef to make sure that it was lean beef steak mince. But yeah, you can get a cheaper cut of mince. So yeah, that's how much it costs, guys. Let's dive in and start with the cooking. First up, vegetable prep. First thing I'm going to do is finely slice up the celery, finely dice the carrot and the onion, and then we're going to mince the garlic, and that is the first step. I've changed my mind on the oil I want to use instead of vegetable oil. I've just gone in with a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to heat this up on a medium heat in a big pan, guys, because this is a 1-pan dinner. We want to be using a big pan. I'm going to heat this up to a medium heat while I finish prepping the veg. The veg is all prepped just like that. The oil is heated up, and we're going to pop this in our saucepan for 5 minutes until they're softened. Now this has been cooking for 5 minutes, we're going to add in our mince, and we're going to fry this up now until our mince is well browned. While the mince is cooking, I've just prepped our basil, so I've just taken off the stalks and then just roughly chopped it. I've then opened up the 2 tins of chopped tomatoes ready to pour in, and I've made up 300 millilitres of beef stock using the beef stock cube. And yeah, we'll just wait for the mince to cook and then we'll move on to the next stage. Now that the mince is looking like this, we're going to stir in our 2 tins of chopped tomatoes, our 300 mils of beef stock, and 3 tablespoons of tomato puree is going to go in here now. I'm going to give this all a good mix up now. Now that that's all mixed up, we are going to add a tablespoon of Worcester sauce and a tablespoon of mixed herbs. Then we're going to season this well with salt and pepper, and then we're going to let this simmer for about 15 minutes. Our sauce has been simmering away for about 15 minutes now. It looks and smells incredible. Now it's time to add our pasta. So I say to use between 10 and 12 sheets, depending on how you like your pasta to sauce ratio. I'm going to add in 12. I'm literally going to snap these up into sort of these kind of size pieces and add these into this now. So we're going to cook this for about 10 to 12 minutes now until the pasta is al dente, which is like when it has a little bit of bite still left in it. I'm going to add just a splash of boiling water to this now from the kettle, just to help the pasta along, about that much. And I'm just going to keep an eye on it and see if it needs any more water added in a minute. And while our pasta's cooking, I've just got the rest of our ingredients ready. So I've already sorted out the basil. I've just weighed out 75 grams of the grated mozzarella and 30 grams of the parmesan, and then we are just going to be using 1/3 of this double cream pot. So I'm happy with how this pasta is looking now. It still does have a little bit of a bite to it. And now we're going to add our double cream, our parmesan, our mozzarella and our basil all in one and stir it through. I'm sorry, but how delicious does this look? This is what I'm talking about, guys. It's so worth spending a little bit extra on a meal sometimes. So this is ready now, so we're going to serve this up into our bowls, and we're going to garnish with a little bit of parmesan and a little bit of black pepper. That is the kids served up, so we've got Tyler's, Liam's and Ava's there, and this is my meal, guys, and then we do have some more left for a lunch at a later date. But yeah, I'm so excited for this dinner. It's one of my all-time favourites. So yeah, we're going to dive into this now, guys, and we'll catch you tomorrow for another dinner. Happy Thursday, guys, and we are back with another dinner, of course. Today we're going to be making bacon and broccoli carbonara. So I'm super excited for this one. It's a really good price on this one as well, guys. First up, we're going to be using half of the pack that I used last week of cooking bacon or lean smoked diced bacon, and this is £1.70 worth. I'm going to be using 300 to 350 grams of the spaghetti. This is a 500 gram pack, but that is 50p's worth. We're then going to be using a whole head of broccoli. This comes to 79p. Then going to be using 1/3 of this pack of baby spinach. That comes to 30 pence. Then going to be using 3 eggs, which comes to 66p. And then we're going to be using 50 grams, which is half of this 100-gram pack of Parmesan. And the total cost of this dinner, guys, is £5.10. Super quick and easy, perfect midweek dinner after the school run. So let's dive in and do the cooking. So the first step was to prepare the broccoli. I've just cut all of the florets off of the top and discarded the stalk. I'm then just heating up some olive oil in a pan to fry our bacon, and I've got a big saucepan full of salt water here, so just like a little sprinkling of salt in the boiling water, and that's getting ready for our spaghetti. But first things first, let's pop our bacon in here and get that nice and crisp and golden. So we've got our bacon cooking here. This is going to take maybe 8 to 10 minutes to get nice and golden and crispy. So what we're going to do now is add our spaghetti into here, and we're going to cook it until it's al dente. And once our spaghetti's been in for 2 minutes to cook, we're going to add our broccoli, just like so, and that's going to all cook in there together nicely now. And 2 minutes before the spaghetti is done, we're going to add in our third of a pack of spinach. While our bacon and spaghetti is cooking, we're just going to whisk up our 3 eggs with some black pepper and our 50 grams of Parmesan, and then we're going to use a little bit extra of this to garnish later, but for now 50 grams into here with some black pepper, and we're going to whisk it all up. Bacon's done, and I've just turned this off. That's just going to stay there on the heat, and I've just added the spinach in now, and we're just going to cook this for 1 minute. And then we're going to drain this off, guys, but we need to reserve 100 ml of the pasta water. Right, the next bit's going to go super quick, guys, because we need to use the residual heat of the spaghetti to cook the egg mixture. So I'm going to drain this off now, obviously reserving some of the pasta water. I'm then going to put the spaghetti and the vegetables back into this same pan. We're then going to add the bacon, and then we're going to add this egg mixture. Stirring continuously with the spaghetti and add in some of the pasta water if needed, guys. But yeah, let's do this. Right, so we've got the spaghetti and the veg back in the pan. We've got the bacon going back in. Give that all a good mix up. And then we're going to be adding in our egg mixture, which looks a bit like scrambled egg. I'm just going to be stirring this now into the spaghetti, and it's going to cook basically in the heat of the spaghetti. We're going to just add a little bit of our reserved pasta water. We might not need all of this, so sort of just judging it as I'm stirring it. Smells absolutely incredible. A little bit more here. I think that's enough. And yeah, guys, that's our bacon broccoli carbonara ready to serve. So yeah, this is our Wednesday night dinner, guys. Super excited for this. It tastes absolutely amazing and super quick and easy. I've just cracked some black pepper and popped some Parmesan on top of mine. This is Ava's here, and I've got loads here for the boys that I'm just about to serve up as well. And yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow for another meal. It is Friday morning, guys, and it's time for us to make our Biscoff cheesecake. This is the recipe I've been waiting for all week. We're going to be using 200 grams of the Lotus Biscoff biscuits, and this comes to £1.36. We're going to be using 350 grams of Biscoff smooth spread. That is almost a whole jar, but that comes to £1.79. We're then going to be using 500 grams of cream cheese, any cream cheese you like. That's £3.50's worth. And then I'm going to use 60 grams of butter, that's 30p, and 100 grams of icing sugar, which comes to 18p. So yeah, the grand total of this Biscoff cheesecake is £7, 13p. And let's dive into the prepping, because there's no cooking, no baking, it's a no-bake cheesecake. Let's dive into it. First step is going to be to melt our 60 grams of butter, just like that. Then we're going to put our 200 grams of Lotus Biscoff into my food processor, and we're going to blitz it up. Perfect. Now we're going to add our melted butter to this and combine it. Now we're going to pour our biscuit and butter base into our cake tin and press down, just like so. And we're going to just pop this into the fridge now to chill while we make the cream cheese filling. Now into a big old mixing bowl, we're going to add 100 grams of icing sugar, 150 grams of Biscoff spread, and 500 grams of soft cream cheese. Now using my electric whisk, I'm just going to combine this all together. Now just going to scoop our cream cheese Biscoff filling onto the top of our biscuit base, just like that. And then we're going to pop this back in the fridge to chill just while we sort out the last toppings. Got 200 grams of our Biscoff spread here, and we're just going to be melting this in the microwave, just 10-second bursts until it's fully melted. And then we're just going to be leaving this to cool for a little while. So while we're just leaving this to cool now, it's all melted and looking delicious. But yeah, while we're waiting for this to cool, there were 4 biscuits left in this packet, so I'm saving 1 for the center decoration, and then I'm just going to put the other 3 just quickly back into this food processor. I probably should have done it all together, but I just thought of it now. So I'm just going to blitz these 3 little biscuits quickly. It's going to take like 2 seconds, and then we're going to be using the crumb that makes as decoration. Now it's time for the decoration. We're going to top our cheesecake with our melted Biscoff all over. So that's that topped, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pop our lotus biscuit right in the center, and then what we're going to do is we're going to use our crumbs from our lotus biscuits, and we're just going to decorate around the edge. And that is our Biscoff cheesecake finished, guys. We're just going to pop this in the fridge now for the day, and then I will be back this evening to show you our dinner first and foremost, and then after dinner we will be cutting this up and serving it and showing you it in all its glory. It's Friday evening now, guys, and we are about to make a broccoli, potato and cheddar soup. I'm so excited for this because this is one of my favorite hearty dinners that's sort of soothing as well. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a really, really nice warming soup, and I love it with a ton of bread. So we have got a whole head of broccoli here, which is 79 pence. Got 2 potatoes here, which is 20 pence. Got 2 cloves of garlic here, which is 5p. Got a whole bunch of spring onions here, that's 7 in total, and that comes to 40p. We've then got a veg stock cube that we're going to use, and that's 12 pence. Then going to be using 40 grams of baby spinach, and that comes to 22 pence. Then going to be using about 200 millilitres of milk, that comes to 12 pence. Then going to be using about 80 grams of mature white cheddar, that's going to come to 54p. And then we've got a 2-pack of part-baked baguettes, and this is 98 pence. So this total dinner comes to £3.42, guys, and let's dive in and get cooking. First things first, we're going to slice up the spring onions and mince the garlic. Just like that, we've minced the garlic, sliced up all of the spring onions, but we want to reserve some of the greens for garnish later, because I feel like everything looks a bit more fancy when you put a spring onion on top. Next up, we're going to peel and chop up the potatoes, and then we're going to chop up the broccoli as well, and we're going to separate it into florets and stalks. Right, that is all of our veg prepped. We've got the potato and the stalks of the broccoli cut up, and then we've got all these florets kept separate. Now we've done all our veg prep, we can move on to the next stage. First up, heating some vegetable oil into our big saucepan, and into this we've just added the garlic and the spring onions. We're going to cook this for 2 to 3 minutes until sort of softened and fragrant, and keeping aside these green spring onions for garnish for later. Now to this we're going to add our potatoes and our broccoli stalks, and then to this we're going to add 1.5 vegetable stock cubes mixed with 400 mils of water, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add another 400 millilitres of boiling water to this as well. Just like that. Now we're going to pop a lid on this, and this is going to cook now for 10 to 12 minutes. Forgot to mention that I had the oven preheated to guess mark 7 as well, and I'm just going to pop these part-baked baguettes in the oven while this is boiling for 10 to 12 minutes. Then just prepped the next lot of ingredients. So I've got 40 grams of spinach, I've got 80 grams of cheddar cheese grated, and I've just got 200 mils of milk there as well. So that's all ready for the next section. So all the ingredients are prepped now. Now it's just a waiting game. Now that that's been boiling for 10 to 12 minutes, we're going to add the florets of the broccoli to this now. We're going to add a splash more boiling water. Just like that. And then we're going to cook these for 5 minutes now until these are all tender. Just taking the part-baked baguettes out of the oven as well. They're just going to rest there now until dinner is served. Now we've just taken this off the heat, and we're going to put in the spinach, and we're going to stir this through until it's wilted. Now that the spinach is all wilted, I'm going to be using my hand blender blitzer thing, and I'm going to blitz this all up until it's a smooth consistency. It's going to be quite thick, but that's fine. And just like that, we've got this incredible green soup. So what we're going to do now is we're going to return this onto the heat, and we're going to be adding half of our cheese and half of our milk, and then we're going to be tasting, seasoning, and adding more if needed. It's just stirring in the milk and the cheese now. Then I'm going to give it a taste once this is all incorporated, and then we're going to see what we need to add. Now this has an incredible taste already, but we are just going to season with a little bit of salt and pepper just to give it a little bit of panache, and then we're going to serve up, guys. So this is the kids' dinner served up, guys. They've got their bread over there, and then I've got spring onions, cheese and black pepper garnishing Tyler's. I've got just cheese and black pepper for Liam, and Ava's is just plain. And yeah, let's see what I've got. And this is mine, again with cheese, spring onions and black pepper, bread, and this is one portion that's left over for tomorrow, so I'm just going to pop that in my fridge in this microwavable container, and that is lunch for tomorrow sorted. But yeah, this is our Friday night dinner, guys. We're going to go and enjoy this now, and then we will be back for pudding in a little while. Pudding time, and time to serve this up. This looks, smells and tastes absolutely incredible, guys. Cannot wait to dive in and have a massive chunk of this. I'm so excited. Happy Friday, guys. What an incredible week of food we've had. Gonna go and enjoy this now, and we'll catch you later. And yeah, that is it for this video, guys. Let me know down below what your thoughts were and what your favorite recipe was. I have a feeling the Biscoff cheesecake is just gonna cinch it this week because it's my favorite, and I know you guys are gonna absolutely love it. Thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, the love and support of my channel at the minute has been incredible, and it means the absolute world to me. You have no idea. So thank you again for watching, and hopefully I will see you really soon for another video, guys. Take care. Bye.